a ticket to anywhere you wanted to go, paid the bill. I said, I'll take care of everything, or somebody, and I said, you can go anywhere you want to go. Where would you go? Where would you go? Elena? Back to Haystack Rock, Cannon Beach, Oregon. It's a beautiful spot. Absolutely beautiful spot. Yep. Ben, where would you go if there were no constraints whatsoever? You could go anywhere in the world.
Damn.
Where?
That's a great question. Who would I be taking with me? Or would I be going by myself? Because the answer changes.
Why don't you give us an answer for each?
Okay. I think if I was going to be going by myself, I wouldn't mind to go on a elk or a moose hunt out west, go for a couple weeks, do that in the backcountry. That would be pretty awesome, expensive and awesome. And then if I was going to go somewhere with my family, I think that a trip maybe to, there's so many places to go, it doesn't matter.
She's looking at him like, you know where I want to go.
She has an answer for this question.
Oh.
Loaded. I don't.
Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer she has for this question?
That's good. There's several, but definitely we want to go to Europe is a big one, and to travel around there.
That was my answer.
Okay.
I would like to go on a tour
Of Europe.
around Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, which would be a really good one.
And Ben?
I would love to go on a tour
Okay.
around Europe. Absolutely.
All right. With her?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Who else? Who else can think of a place they'd like to go?
I would like to go home.
Home. Where's home?
Idaho.
Ah, what part of Idaho?
Southeast.
Southeast Idaho. My son-in-law, our son-in-law, is from northwest Idaho, and it's a really big state. He's up by Glacier Park.
Okay, that's cool.
Sandpoint, Idaho. Sandpoint, Idaho. Where would you like to go?
New Zealand.
Ah, New Zealand. Anybody else want to go to New Zealand?
Yep.
Okay. New Zealand. Nemo, where you want to go?
Probably back to China.
Ah, back to China. I don't know how many takers you'd have on that one, but Rachel would like to go. Oh, Hannah, okay. Marie, where you want to go? The beach. Which beach? You don't care, as long as it's not snowing there. Okay. Kim, where do you want to go? Israel. Ah. Israel. Brandon, where do you want to go?
Probably Spain.
Spain. Why? What's behind the Spain?
I'm just trying to learn Spanish and
Ah.
being surrounded by the culture.
And did you know something? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Did you know that? Okay. Very good. So think of a beautiful place because, we're on the home stretch here. Usually, as I was sharing with Jordan and Kelsey, usually after lunch, my typical workday involves a nap at 1 o'clock. So I'm doing something a little uncomfortable for me right now, and that's to be awake at 1 o'clock. All right? So that's the deal. And, life coaching isn't for everybody. It's really not for everybody. You laugh a lot, don't you?
I love my life.
Here's a little pearl for you. How many times a day do you think 4-year-old boys laugh? How many times a day do you think that 4-year-old boys laugh? On average, there's a wide range, but on average. 25. I hear 50. I hear 25. I hear 100. 322.
Is there another boy present?
Did you know that there's a wide variety, but on average, 4-year-old boys laugh 400 times a day. 4-year-old boys laugh 400 times a day. And on average, a 40-year-old man, How often does a 40-year-old man laugh? 4 times a day. Okay? So what happens? From 4 years old to 40 years old, you have this attrition of laughter. You go from 400 times a day to only 4 times a day. And when you're my age, I don't know how many times a day I'm going to laugh. Oh, yeah. So laughter is good. Did you know it's good for your health to laugh? We even have a doctor in our organization who's a laughologist, and she can make people laugh. That's what she does at conferences. She makes people laugh. It's hilarious. It's good. What? Yeah, no, she's a doctor. She's a family medicine doctor in Wisconsin. She's a laughologist. She just knows how to make people laugh. I guarantee she can make you laugh. All right? All right. So, those of you who like to work with your hands, who like to try and form things and make things and create things, here's your opportunity. Because I have no idea how the rest of the day is going to go. Honestly, I have nothing scripted. I don't know what we're going to do. But I do know that we need some people to begin to deploy some of the skills that we've been listening to. And as Jordan reminded me, and as we remember from the very beginning, practice, is important. You have to learn to do something badly before you can really get good at it. You got to be willing to take risk. You got to be willing to, it's tough. And Emily was brave. She got up there and said, yeah, I'll do this. I'll give it a go. And so that's where we're going to be in the next hour or however long it takes for us to go watch football. But until then, so we got to be thinking about those topics you had in your mind. And we've got to be thinking about someone's going to be doing some coaching here. So you can take on the role of a coach. You can take on the role of a coachee, PBC, client, whatever. But we'll do a couple of these just to kind of get our feet wet. And this is not a place of criticism or judgment or any of that kind of stuff. You're among friends, right? And, sometimes you actually grow relationships by letting people know how rotten you are at something. You just they feel sorry for you. And they come alongside of you. And, people don't really like perfectionists, do they? They just, they like normal people. We're normal people, okay? Nobody would know. Well, there are some perfectionists in the group. So we're going to have a coaching demo, and we need a coach. We need a coach. Now remember, as Jordan said, you're not going to be a professional coach. You're probably not going to aspire to be a professional coach, nor should you. You should do exactly what God has called you to do. And so, but you will be able to use some of the things we learned. Maybe the questions, maybe the listening, maybe the mirroring, maybe a little summary, something like that. Even if you get one thing out of the box, you're making progress, right? So every little thing will move you forward. The world is built a little step at a time. In Zimbabwe, they say, or no, Tanzania, they say little by little, a little becomes a lot, right? Little by little, a little becomes a lot. So who is brave enough to be a coach? Who wants to try on this little coaching? We won't. Okay, he's going to be coach 1. We need another coach. Who else is willing to be a coach? Just to remember, the coach doesn't work. Okay. Okay. And do we have a third one? I need a woman. Okay. Did you raise your hand?
I did.
You did. So Rachel and Elena can be coaches. Oh, now you're, hey, I like that idea. Partner coaches. I like that idea. That's okay, because you feel better when you're not alone, right? You climb a mountain higher when you're, so you two are partners. Okay? And who's your partner? I forget. Who is the other male coach? Wayne? Can you partner with Wayne to be a coach? Okay. We need one more chair. Okay? So the coach is going to sit right there. We have 2 coaches and we have 1 client. So who's our first 2 coaches? Wayne? Ben? Can you share a mic or can you do something like that? Okay. All right. 2 coaches.